Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte will not run against his daughter, vice presidential aspirant Sara Duterte Carpio. Duterte's lawyer, attorney Melchor Aranas, filed a certificate of candidacy for senator today, ending speculations of his possible vice presidential bid. He will be running under Federalismo ng Dugong Dakilang Samahan, an allied party of PDP Laban. Over the weekend, Communications Secretary Martin Andanar announced Duterte would run for vice president. Duterte also questioned why his daughter filed the candidacy for the number 2 job, despite her lead in opinion polls for the presidency. The president's longtime aide, Senator Bongo, withdrew his vice presidential bid to run for president instead. Just last month, Duterte promised to retire from politics.
A political science professor describes the drama in Philippine politics today as nothing but a mere power play. Dr. Julio Tihanki of the De La Salle University says Sara Duterte Carpio's decision to run for vice president was not a surprise, adding the move was straight out of her father's political playbook.
This is plain, pure and simple power play. No? This does not involve the Filipino people. No? This is a game of thrones, no? Game of political dynasties trying to come out with the optimal solution in a winning coalition to protect their own political interests. So, this is all, in fact, cynical. No? This does not aspire to any noble aspiration for the country. This is not about addressing the pandemic or reviving the economy. This is just plain and simple personality politics.
More big names join the 2022 senatorial race. Newly resigned presidential spokesperson Harry Roque has filed his certificate of candidacy earlier today via substitution after holding his final briefing with the Malacanang Press Corps. Roque ran for senator in 2019 but backed out just before the start of the campaign period, citing health reasons.
Nagpaalam na po ako kay Presidente Rodrigo Duterte at kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte para sa panibagong hamon na aking haharapin mula sa inyong pagiging spokes ay nais ko pong maging action man sa Senado.
Former Philippine National Police Chief Guillermo Eleazar has also filed a COC for senator this morning. He substituted for PWD advocate Paulo Capino, who withdrew from the race due to his low ranking in surveys. Eleazar is running under the ticket of presidential aspirant Senator Panfilo Lacson.
Si Senator Ping Lacson ang unang naghikayat sa akin. At pangalawa, dahil siguro nakita niya ang mga kwalifikasyon ko na pwedeng makatulong sa kanya at ako ay kapareho niya, naging chief PNP. So yun, una. Pangalawa, nung siya'y nag-uusap kami, napakinggan ko sa kanya ang kanyang mga objective at ikain programa na nakita ko rin na align din ang aking mga pag-iisip.
Philippine Labor Secretary Silvestre Rebello III will no longer push through with his planned 2022 senatorial bid. Bello earlier said he would run for senator if Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio seeks the presidency. Since Duterte Carpio chose to run for vice president, Bello says he will now drop his 2022 plan. He adds he will just focus on his job as Labor Secretary.
The substitution circus continues as the former spokesman of the Philippine Anti-Communist Task Force files his certificate of candidacy for president. Retired Lieutenant General Antonio Parlade will be the substitute of Antonio Valdez. Parlade is running under the Katipunan ng Demokratikong Pilipino Party, which supports President Rodrigo Duterte. He says the Philippines should continue the Duterte administration's platform on resolving insurgency conflicts. Parlade has been a controversial figure for red-baiting several individuals and organizations without presenting evidence, while he was spokesperson of the National Task Force to end local communist armed conflict.
Ngayon gusto nilang i-dissolve ang National Task Force LCAC. I think it's incumbent upon us to make sure that this program, a very good program of President Duterte, will be sustained. Okay? Hindi lang gusto nilang tanggalin ang Barangay Development Program, gusto pa nilang i-dissolve ang National Task Force LCAC. Why? Gusto ba natin na hindi matapos itong insurgency na ito? So kung meron kayong problema sa gobyerno because of Senator Bongo, lumapit kayo sa akin, kausapin niyo ako, join us because I am not a politician and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to fight for your rights also. So I defend all these human rights advocates.
Presidential aspirant Senator Panfilo Lacson not interested in restarting unification talks with other presidential hopefuls. That's despite the formidable Bongbong Marcos-Sara Duterte tandem. Lacson believes the administration's bets are not as strong as they think they are.
There were talks of unification, but at this point in time, I doubt it. And as we observe the administration, sabihin na nating administration identified candidates, di ba? Hindi naman talaga ganun kasolid. This was narrated to me by Speaker Alvarez. Nabanggit sa kanya minsan ni Alcusi, no? Sabi niya, Nyor ang tawag niya kay Speaker Bebot. Sabi niya, alam mo, ang worry namin, baka we might end up na yung administration, wala kaming kandidato. So, kaya hindi ako na-surprise talaga sa nangyayari ngayon, mga developments.
The senator, meanwhile, says he's willing to abolish the provision that allows politicians to use the COMELEC substitution rule voluntarily.
Ang dapat kasama lang in case of death or incapacity or disqualification. Nothing more. Kasi pagka voluntary, doon lumalabas yung abuso. No magpa-file, no